Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to the final fight, 127 hours of my sassy girl. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, so it's getting off a little bit there. Okay. Thanks for the panel, you guys joining. Let's see. I'm gonna go through who's Alban, first one in the chat. Look at you, Alban, over there, jumped in the chat first thing. Look, Redneck, what's up? Eddie G. I couldn't finish my homework. Only saw 127 back in detention again. Yeah. Nice to see you. Oh, some of his best friends are in detention. Okay. All right, Tan, we'll be inviting you towards the end of our 4 discussion. We'll invite you in there. Andrew also says that both polls for both movies are in the Telegram chat, so you guys go check that out. The Beach is here. Cam, nice to see you. Nice to see you. So how's everybody? I'll go to my left.
I'm good.
How you doing, Alban?
I'm all right. Trying to stay cool.
All right. So let's go ahead and let's see it. Let's see what you got today. I thought you were going somewhere else with that when I said I used to be a Cub Scout, and I was waiting for it, but I'm waiting for my check, because now they're being sued. I actually heard that on the radio where you can it's a class action lawsuit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a class action. So if you were a scout back in the day until you ate a brownie. I love brownies. They were delicious. Especially Little Debbie brownies. The Little Debbie brownies. So, all right. So, get you off a live screen there. Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Man of a lot of words, as always. Miss Blue, how are you?
Good. Sorry, it's in the middle of something right now. I got to sort while we're doing
tired.
this.
Oh. Okay.
So, hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Keep talking.
Yeah. All right. So we'll let Blue be first on the rating the movie. No, I'm just
such a dick. Nice shirt, honey.
Yeah, you like my shirt? See, I can't compete with Alban, so I'll just come. I do like little.
I don't even know if they sell shirts like mine in Canada.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but it's like.
No, we don't have any funny shirts in Canada.
No funny shirts. Only Bob and Bob and Doug. Only Bob.
What is it with you guys and It's like the letter A. Very simple.
It's A.
What do you know?
We
Most
say
Americans
in the northeast of England we say as in what are you on about? What are you talking about?
See, that's very similar.
Okay.
Yeah, we do
Brown bottle ARB. Red. Okay, so. All right, so we're going to get started up. We'll get cranked up here for a minute. We'll go ahead and start. We're going to start with 127 hours, and when we get towards the end, Coors, look at he's going American. See, he can come over here to America. Get you some Coors.
I'm so far behind.
Are you? I don't know. You're not that far. That's what you get for stealing Wi-Fi from your neighbors. So. All right, so we're going to start with 127 hours. ARB, pick this. So ARB, you're able to be first or last. Which one do you want to be?
Last.
Okay, all right. All right, well, I'm going to let Alban, because Alban never gets to go first. So I'm going to let Alban be first.
Go first.
All right, well, I'll go first.
I don't care. You remember? That was me.
All right, well. All right. You go first, and I'll be second, so
Okay.
that gives Blue some time to get herself sorted.
Oh wait,
What do
I'll go
you mean?
third. Okay.
Well, you are fixing something on
I'll
your
go
computer or something.
You doing?
Yeah, but I can go whenever.
Yeah, I'll go.
All right. So hold on. Wait. One second here. I gotta edit this.
Somebody go.
I know. I've got to change something. I gotta change the ticker. So so in case someone hasn't seen this movie, we don't want to be spoiling the movie for them. All right. Let's see. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay. 127 hours. I always liked the movie. The thought of what this guy went through. The guy Aaron, whatever his last name was,
Ralston, I think.
Yeah, and especially he wrote this also. Not alone being in it. Being it being about him like an autobiography, but the thought of trying to hack off your own damn arm, and to try to pretty much do it with a butter knife, it's just too much to take. One of the things in this movie that always got me was like that first look on his face, after the boulder fell down on his hand, right there. And what was right before that, when the boulder fell on his hand, and he took that look around, and he was just like, he just knew he was screwed. That look was just like said it all. There were a lot of funny things that he would say while he was so delirious from everything. Like the time when he was like really thirsty and he was dreaming of the drinks, the Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And there was another thing when he goes, oops, because of the what was it for? When it fell on his hand and he was like, oops. But I like this movie. The first time I seen it. Watching it again is like what's gonna really happen. So it's like if you didn't see it, it's great to see. If you've seen it before, it's just just a grueling 127 hours of watching what this poor guy went through. It's just like how good. I know now. He still does this stuff, and he doesn't leave the house without everything. But to think that you're going to go off and do this, and you're going to leave the house without, everything that you're going to need. When he left his pocket knife there, he should have known. He should have known better, and.
I don't know if it got much better with that other pocket knife, though.
No, it would have been a little bit sharper.
Maybe. Well, not after you chop on it with a rock for fucking 3 or 4 days.
It would have been sharper to cut, what he was. I don't know how the hell he could open up one with only one hand, though, when you think about that. But I like the movie because, I like the thing when he, he's with the two girls and they're in that little thing there and when he drops down. How in the world do you find something like that? You know what I mean?
By accident.
By accident. What, you fall, 40 feet into water, you find that by accident,
There's like another way in. There's another way in, isn't there? Because they were going to go in the normal way.
Go out to go, I guess, back up there to do it.
Yeah, because they kept going back out.
Yeah,
that's how they know that's there.
Wow. I'm sorry if I looked up and I saw a tiny little crack in the rock. I'm saying, yeah, I'm gonna find a way to slide out of there, you know. But
Yeah, go the normal way.
yeah, you know, and to leave the house with the amount of food that he did. But I guess he thought that, you know, he'd be back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess those are the thoughts. But you know, all right. It was good for me though. All right, thanks. Whoever's next.
Blue?
Blue, you gonna go?
No, you guys go.
I'm ready
Yeah,
whenever you are.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
go. I'm gonna go next. You know?
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and go. I enjoyed the movie. I saw it when it first came out, and I hadn't seen it since. So it's almost like watching it for the first time when I've got to watch it. So even though, yes, I knew that the rock was going to fall and I knew that he was going to be trapped in there. So I knew all those things were going to happen, but I didn't remember everything how it all played out. But some of the things that I wrote down. All right. So again, not smart, not letting anybody know your route and just going. To Alban's point, though, he's been in those mountains. I don't want to say hundreds of times, but he's been there a lot because he knew exactly where he was at all the time. And like when those girls came up and they're like, "We're trying to go there," and he goes, "Well, you're going the wrong way." And he like turns the map. "Well, you need to go down here. I can show you." And that's kind of almost, I'm thinking, creeper, because you know I've seen a lot of scary movies, and that's how some mass killer, some psycho killer gets you. You know,
Yeah,
meet you.
let's climb in these little rocks.
Hey, come on, follow me down this trail where there's like real narrow. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna show you some real cool shit. Next thing you know, you're hacked up into 1,000 pieces, and he's wearing your skin home. So I did think that was I did wonder about the fall. Like Alban said, falling down that cavern and into the water. And yes, the first time you found that had to be pretty hard. But then again, I thought he's been there so much. And then the only other thing I was wondering is how long is that battery on that thing last? Yeah. And then also when you dropped in the water, I mean, my phone is water resistant, but I've got a couple camcorders and none of them are water resistant. So I'm wondering, how did he get in there? But I guess he didn't have his backpack when they were doing that, though. No, he didn't. So, but there was a few things that I picked up on this time watching it that kind of made me think that I didn't notice the last time. So he was so full of life and he was an adventurous. He was all about reaching out and checking out, experiencing life. He was wanting to experience life all the time. And that's why he was that high energy guy riding his bike like a maniac and just doing crazy stuff all the time. But when he was trapped, all those things really didn't matter. The one thing that mattered was his family and his sister, his mom and his dad. And and to me, it kind of made me think he's always pushed to experience life, but life was there around him his whole life, but he ignored them. He ignored his mom's phone call. And to me, that was telling that he ignored her phone call because he didn't want to be bothered. But there, when he's trapped with the rock, that's all he wants to do is talk to her. And so I don't know, when on watching this the second time, I'm thinking he's, experienced life, but he's been missing life. And so I think he looked at it differently. I did. Now, when you're looking at the little kid there, when he keeps looking at the little kid, my thought on that is I thought that was his sister's son. I kept thinking, oh, that's going to be his sister's son.
What little kid?
The little boy that's on the couch. And at first I thought that was him as a little boy. And then I'm thinking, then I was like, oh, that must be his sister, because he was always talking about his sister and he loved his sister. So then I thought, well, maybe it's going to be his sister's son. And then at the end of the movie, you find out that was actually his son, that he had kind of imagined or had a premonition of his son. So I thought that was a neat idea. And if you watch it all the way at the end and they talk about that he got married and this and that, and he's still doing all kinds of cool shit. And even now, without having an arm, it's even cooler because he can Captain Hook it. because he had like his arm cut off when he was going in the mountains, and he had like, where it was like attached to his arm, like he had this like special hook so he could hook. And when he was rock climbing or snow climbing, I was like, shit, he's Captain Hook. That shit, that is cool as hell. You could like think about it. You could put any kind of attachment on there.
Yeah,
I mean,
listen, if you would have went through 127 hours,
I wouldn't have made it.
And have to hack off your arm.
No, I would not have made it. I couldn't have
back into a cavern.
No, I couldn't have drank my pee. That'd have been.
My main thought when he finally does it was that I wonder if in his brain he went, "Fuck, I should have done this sooner."
Yeah, but I also wondered, would he have bled out more when his body was so full of liquid, more hydrated? Would he have bled out quicker, or would you bleed out slower when you're a little bit when you're dehydrated? I wondered about that.
Out the same.
No, you wouldn't. No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think
it would have been the same.
Bleed out any more or less.
Okay.
You'd be more wiped out because you've got no fluid in you.
Maybe if his heart rate was a little lower, it would have pumped a little slower, maybe. But
it would be low because he didn't have any fluids, and so that's why And plus, he made a tourniquet early on. Anyhow,
well, and the other thing is he drank out of that mud puddle that was really nasty, and then he drank all those other people's water. I'm thinking, didn't you get enough water out of that damn mud puddle?
No, but how long did he walk? The thing is, though, he drank out of the water puddle, but then how long was he walking again
5
with no water till he came up to them?
Huh?
After he
didn't just stumble out of the cavern and those people were there. He walked a long fucking way before he bumped into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm with Redneck. I'd have been a goner.
Because he basically biked in, had he not?
Yeah,
he dropped his truck and biked in.
And he was 17 miles because remember he biked 17 miles.
Yeah.
Now he had to make his way back out.
Yeah.
And just came across those people. So yeah, that's
the thing about that water puddle thing though. It's gross as that water was. Yeah, I would have drank it in a second too. The only problem I had with it was when he like kind of dove into it, and I thought, oh my god, putting your arm into that diseased water, like I thought there's fucking infection waiting to happen.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking he's gonna have diarrhea, but at least he'll be in the hospital and he gets the diarrhea. So
he would have had it in the helicopter, and they would have tossed him out.
That's
that was actually
he would have been happy to have diarrhea.
Oh, see, that's another little point is that how did he shit and piss when he was in there? Because wouldn't his shorts have been full?
Well, I don't know. They didn't ever show him back, but remember he said something about that he had there for a while. He didn't need to go. He didn't need to take a dump because he said,
you shit less. But because in the beginning,
but he also said, the insects would really like it if I would do that. Because the insects would like that. He said I don't really need to. But he was peeing. He was pissing in that jug in his water bottle.
Yeah.
That whole thing, that right there was all right. And I watched a lot of Bear Grylls. They say you can't do that, so I don't know.
Drink your own piss?
Yeah.
It'll make you throw up.
Yeah.
Probably will hydrate you a bit though before you throw it up.
I've watched Naked and Afraid and all those shows. They say that is highly, highly, highly non-beneficial. It's not good for you. I mean, you're not going to gain much from doing that. But so. All right, Blue, I'm done.
Oh, Andrew, did you want to go third?
I can go third if you want. Or not
go ahead.
Okay, so watching this for the second time, I actually really appreciated it more than the first, because the first, obviously, you know the story of what's happened anyway, and you're just kind of going through the motions. But like watching it the second time, and like I appreciated all the camera work. I appreciated the way that it used the music, and it used like the hallucinations. It made it feel like it was showing this, like the emotions this guy was going through the whole time. There's just the way it was like doing the. At first when he falls in and he looks shit, he realizes he's stuck. He's kind of still calm and collected, and he gets all his stuff out and he puts it all on the rock, and he kind of looks at it that he's got, and he sees this shitty little knife that he's got. Which, by the way, you know how it's one of those Swiss Army knives and it's got like the pliers.
I got those.
Yeah.
I would have used that rather than the
Leaden.
actual
Yes.
little knife. I would have used
Yes.
those because they're thicker, so you
Yes.
Yeah,
probably would have
because
had
this
more
Leatherman,
impact.
it was so dull and beat up. That's why it wouldn't cut anything.
Well, yeah, the knife, but I'm on about like the little plier part of it because that's like
The
thicker
pliers.
metal, so I think maybe it's more of an impact when he's hitting it on the rock. But yeah, I liked the way it, but you kind of followed the emotion that he was going through the whole thing, and I just appreciated all the camera work and the music. There's the little bits of music they were putting in, and like every time like they were showing the hallucinations, and like at what some points you'd think, oh, it's actually this is actually happening in the movie, and then you realize he just wakes up and he's still absolutely fucked because he's still stuck.
Like when that flood came, that flood got me. That tricked me. That flood.
Well, the first time I watched it, it did, but then watching it, I mean, obviously because I watched it before, but like I hadn't watched it for years, and then when you see that and you think, oh, the boulder moves really easy in the water. Like I don't know whether the water pressure would be enough to move that boulder, especially when it's jammed so tightly. And then he says like halfway through, like probably like through the second day or something like that, he says like he realized when he was chipping it away, his hand was like so settled in the gap between the wall and the boulder that when he was chipping away, he was actually making it worse. It was just like slipping down. And his hand was like keeping it in place. And he did actually try to like I know Shan said before, or somebody said before, like it makes you wonder why he didn't try to cut his hand off before or his arm off before. He did try to make that little tourniquet, didn't he? Like with that strap that he had, but the knife was so shit that yeah. I think it just got to the point where he realized his hand, like because he was on about the color of his thumb and the color of his hands, and he realized how bad his hand was that it was dead anyway. So he just thought. I mean, I absolutely cringed when he stabbed himself in the arm with a knife. I like the cutting of arms or like anything around this area. I hate.
Yeah.
So I was like, for the cutting bit, I was thinking to myself, I knew it was coming, but I was thinking, right, I'm going to cringe at this bit. But it wasn't that bit that I cringed at. The thing that really made me like wince and cringe was when he actually cuts through the arm and then he gets to the nerve. And he's like pulling on the nerve. It's like a string, and it makes that little. Like they do that little sound effect every time he pulls on it, and like he winces, and you're like, oh, I could feel it in my arm. I was like, oh my god, I had to turn away. I turned away until he did that bit because I could just because I was thinking, yeah, fair enough. You get through the flesh and you get through like the muscle, but then as soon as you get to the nerves. I was thinking, my God, that's really, really going to hurt. So, like, I'm surprised he didn't pass out, to be honest with you. Even breaking the bones, yeah, because like he broke the top bone and then he had to break the bottom bone. But I had actually watched the documentary with the actual guy, and he said he went back to the place where he did it, which I wouldn't have done in a million years.
I
like,
wouldn't have done that unless I had a jackhammer.
He was talking
my back.
Yeah, he was talking about how he when he broke his arm. He said he just felt so relieved, and he was thinking to himself, "Why didn't I do this earlier?" But I guess like in the first like few hours or whatever, or the first day, he probably be thinking, "Well, get some sort of." So I mean, like cutting off your arm would be the last thing you'd want to do, isn't it? And you'd have to be really desperate, which obviously the guy was.
Away.
Yeah, I like. Yeah. I just liked how it told a story of this guy that just like he's like a thrill seeker. He's been on so many adventures. He's done this on his own loads of times. He doesn't bother telling anybody where he's going because he's so sure of himself that he's going to be fine. And then obviously this happens to him, and then he realizes he's not invincible, and he starts feeling so guilty that he's never returns his mother's calls, or he didn't spend enough time with like friends and family and stuff like that. He just did loads of stuff on his own, and he starts appreciating other people. And I like how like I said that he always leaves a note now to say where he's going. But I like how, and this is a like common theme with people like when this starts happening to like thrill seek type people, they still continue what they're doing even though they went through something totally traumatic. So I liked how it didn't sway him from like doing what he still like what he loved doing. Yeah, but I was just really impressed with like the camera work and the way it just showed his emotions. I think it displayed what he was going through really well.
Yeah, good point.
But yeah, obviously I liked it. I loved it.
Miss Blue?
Well, I had to watch it at work, so I didn't watch it in depth exactly. I'm not a big James Franco fan. He always looks like he's just the stoned guy to me. But I thought he was pretty good in this. I couldn't watch the whole arm scene. I kind of sort of just did the old, listen a little bit and then kind of skipped over that. Yeah, when he leaves the Swiss Army knife there in the beginning, it was like, oh, and then of course they show the tap. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yep.
The tap dripping in the very beginning. It's like water. When you know what I mean? It's like you're like, oh shit, yeah, I'm having enough water.
I missed that bit.
Yeah. I was like right away. I'm like, oh yeah, he's good. And then when he's on his way there and he's chugging back his Gatorades like they're nothing, and you're like, oh dude, you have no idea. But it was pretty good for me though. The only part I didn't like is I didn't like the three views or the two views. I never knew where to look. When they had like split screen. I didn't like that just for me because I'm like, am I looking here and then am I looking over? I didn't like that part of the movie, but I did like the rest of the movie, and I do like stuff that's true story and overcoming something horrible. But yeah, would I watch that again? Oh God, no, God. But you guys know how I am. I'm a wuss when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, I did like it.
One of the other things I didn't mention, I think him and I have some of the same kind of facial hair. Because when they were zoomed up on him real close,
not very much.
Yeah, not very much, because you never notice like his follicles. It's not like I don't like Andrew. Now look at Andrew. Look at Andrew with his damn beard there. I mean, Andrew got a beard. There is no beard on this face. I could never, ever, ever grow a beard like that. I could be stuck out. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. This, James Franco, I could have that.
For Todd, it's the goatee. Nothing besides the goatee grows.
That is it. And when you would look,
you should go for the old caterpillar, the old mustache.
Oh God!
Just really get it out there.
Well,
really grow it out thick.
Hey,
then it would really make sense when you say Fletcher Mondado.
You can go back to some of my earlier pictures on Facebook, Andrew.
Oh, I've seen them.
Take a look.
I've seen them. I've seen them. With a crew cut.
He had the little cheesy, felt like the John Waters mustache, the child molester mustache. That's what it looked like.
It looked more like Frank Zappa.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
People that follow me.
I understand what people say about James Franco. Like James Franco is not the most amazing actor, and some of these movies are pretty crap. But I just thought this movie he did a really good job. He displayed emotions well, and everything he did I thought he was good. And especially if you think about these kind of movies, these movies are really hard. When it's just if you the only other movie I can compare it to with Ryan Reynolds in, and I like Ryan Reynolds. It's I think it's Buried or however you want to say it.
Oh yeah, that was a great movie.
And when he gets put in the coffin. There was good movie, but I think this one did it better than that, because this one, the flashbacks, the way it displayed it, the way it showed his emotions with what was going on, and every time the little ants went over him, and it was it made him have a feeling of his future wife or something touching him, or when he's third or fourth day, he's leaning up against, and you can see he's just absolutely knackered, and he's drained he needs water. He's and then the little ant face and that takes him up into life. I don't know. I just like the little things like that. I thought it was good, and I thought he was good in it.
Okay, can I just make one quick point before everybody else gets to talk?
Yeah.
And that is that do not drink your own pee if you're dehydrated. Even though it's mostly water, apparently it's mainly it's going to be like sodium. It's going to be like salts, minerals, and toxins. So it gives you no benefits. If anything, it makes you more dehydrated.
What if you?
As it goes back to
What if
someone
you're
that's
absolutely desperate though?
if
It doesn't
I
do anything for
watch
you.
Naked and Afraid, I'm telling you, I watch a lot of them shows, and they always say don't do it. So
It makes your dehydration worse.
okay.
You're drinking all the stuff you actually purged from your body, all the toxins and stuff that you don't need. So you're actually ingesting it again. So drinking the urine is not beneficial at all. It might quench your thirst, and you might want to wet your lips, but actually ingesting it actually does nothing for you.
Yeah.
This goes back to human caterpillar. Okay, Tan, what did you think?
I enjoyed the movie. I've seen it when it first came out, and this is the second time I've seen it. Thank you, Andrew, for suggesting it again. I agree with everyone else that it's just great. I like how intimate it was with that camera work. It was right in front of his face, and you could see all of his oh shit moments. You know, when it fell on him, it's like, you know, when he was explaining it to his parents in the camera, was like, oops. You know, it's like it was very funny. You know, this dude's an adrenaline junkie. You know, so he knows. You saw him riding his bike and stuff, but I thought it was great. I just like Andrew was saying, I actually watched mine with my headphones on, and so you can when it hit that nerve, it pinged in my ear every single time, and I instantly went into the chat room to say I wanted to say I hate you, Andrew, because I felt that. I felt every single nerve. I wanted to vomit watching this, but you know, it was very visceral. You know, all the sounds and feelings. You know, so that's my take on the movie. I really enjoyed watching it, even though it made me sick to my stomach.
You know, it's good.
It's the noise you'd expect from a nerve.
Yeah. It reminds me of some of my drinking days. You know, I really hate it, but I enjoyed it. I'll do it again. So, all right, Roger, what did you think, bud?
I liked it a lot. Again, great cinematography. The script was really good. There's not too much to add after you guys got all the plot points nailed down. It's probably James Franco's best movie he's ever done. And the director, who's that, Danny Boyle, he did Train Spotting a long time ago, and I think Blue had mentioned she didn't like the double shots and whatnot. I think that's just his style of putting movies together. You know,
his signature.
Yeah, I think that's something that he does. You know, like Michael Bay blows shit up. Danny Boyle puts in multiple shots in each movie, type of deal. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's 120 some minutes, and it's got like 2 minutes where it's really, really hard to watch, and the rest of it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, you're right. The cinematography and the light in the cavern when it would come out. You know, he was actually trying to look at the good things. He was like, you know, those moments I get 15 minutes of sunshine, and you know, he was trying to grasp the good points.
Yeah, it was a great story. Beautiful, really was.
So, all right, Eddie, you're next.
Okay, this movie I had to watch it, you know, section by section because I was doing something else. But one thing that really got to me when he was looking, he was gathering everything to put in his pack sack, and he's going to the cupboards and he's figuring it around, and all of a sudden he touches the knife, the Swiss Army knife, and then he forgets it and he just carries everything else and he goes. Later on, when he's starting to cough, when he dropped his knife on the floor, and then he used a twig with his foot to pick it up and bring it back, and then he starts chipping at the rock. But when it came time to take off his arm, I'm saying, wait a minute, he only has one knife and a Swiss Army knife. Okay, I got a Swiss Army knife. Okay, this one is serrated. It's a knife. It's sharp. This is the one he had that he was chipping away at the rock. Yeah. But then he has like a saw. There's a saw in here.
They're right there.
A real
Yeah.
saw. Wouldn't he use,
But he had-
why couldn't he have used that to take his arm off?
Because he had a cheap Chinese knockoff.
Yeah, it
I
was a
think-
Chinese, not. It was a
He
Chinese.
said
Yeah,
his
you're
was-
right.
Yeah, it was a knockoff Leatherman.
You got a free.
Oh, okay. But see, finally,
So
what he did to take off the nerves was this one here.
Uh,
Mm.
But even there, if he wanted to take off his arm, the easiest way to take off his arm would have take it off at the elbow.
I was wondering why he didn't do it at the elbow. To
Yeah.
me, that was why you do it at the arm, not the elbow.
Yeah, because it's too much work going through the arm here.
I think he just looked at the state of his arm.
This part of his arm was closer into the rock. He couldn't get at his elbow.
Yeah, you could get it on his elbow.
Yeah, his elbow. This.
Yeah, his elbow. Because when he punched himself in the arm, it was right next to the elbow.
Okay.
If you remember, when he stabbed himself in the arm, like it was below his elbow, and he didn't feel it. So I guess he's just thinking to himself, "Well, I can't feel anything there, so I'll just cut there."
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
obviously, he
maybe.
wasn't expecting. He didn't think about his nerves. He didn't think about like the nerves he can.
But it would have been.
He's also probably never
bodies.
broken down an animal before, you know.
Yeah.
So he probably doesn't know where bones and, like, you know, obviously Todd knows exactly how to butcher something, you know. He just doesn't, you know what I mean? He just doesn't. He spends all his time riding the bike. He doesn't know how to break something down. He orders out McWindy's all the time.
No,
John,
but
you would have had a butcher's knife and everything. You just,
but
I was just thinking.
James Franco, I liked him in he did a series. It's called The Deuce. Have you?
Dude, he was great in that.
It was great in that because he was playing as a twin, right?
Yeah, he
He
played
played
himself. Yeah,
Yeah.
he played his twin brother
But
along with what's her name there?
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. Yeah,
but
they
besides that,
did the show together. They put that show together.
yeah.
The two of them.
But besides that, the drinking of his piss. Well, you know, everybody knows about that. Even Bears Grill, he says, don't drink your own piss.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So definitely some desperation
watch-
going on.
But Blue, you don't watch the Survivor
Yeah.
that I
No, I
watch.
don't.
So it's like that's my niche. I'm like, you can't do that.
No one on the loan
That's-
would do that.
Weren't you like
No,
taught
no.
that when you were a kid or something?
I always was taught don't let someone piss on you. I was taught that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no,
Okay.
you gotta have someone pee on you, especially if you get stung by jellyfish.
Oh wait,
When-
I thought you were talking about. I had to pay for that. Okay, never
No,
mind.
no. That's a different show.
Okay,
But no,
I'm
if you
finished.
get stung by a
Guys.
jellyfish, you get peed on. You know, it's like using meat tenderizer. It breaks it down and it helps.
I don't know. That's peeing under
What,
pressure. I don't know if I can do it.
You're peeing on our beef, Dabs?
Yes.
That's a tenderizer. They wonder why it's so damn tender. So, all right, the beach. What did you think, sir?
Starting off, I'm not a fan of James Franco, so that always kind of skews it for me right away. But I watched it the second time, and I thought it was just as bad watching it the second time as when I remembered watching it for the first time. So, but I mean, it wouldn't have been, for me, it wouldn't have been so bad if there would have been more to the story than him for an hour and 15 minutes trapped there with his arm. If it would have been him trapped, sawing his arm off, and then you get to see what happens, you know, later in life than just flashbacks. I thought it would have been better that way. But that's me. You know, I'm not a fan of the movie, but to each their own.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Cam, are you there?
Yep.
So what did you think?
Yeah. For me, I didn't really like the film, but the fact that it's based on a true story, you know, me being a history person, I had to go back and try and figure out like what this like the real story behind it, and the fact that like this dude was like, you know what, I literally have to break my arm to survive. So that for me was the good point about it, like the actual story, not the movie itself. But I mean, I wouldn't say I don't like James Franco, but I don't mind him. He's I'm kind of indifferent. So, but the movie, but the story behind the movie itself was really for me a cool story. But the movie itself, I just didn't really care for it.
Okay. All right. So now has everybody went? I didn't miss somebody, right? I think Andrew went. He's frozen, or he's just not moving. Like, okay. So you guys put in the side chat player pass, and you guys put that in there. And also, Andrew, didn't you put this on Telegram?
Yeah.
So you can vote in there, which I have to vote on here because I can't do it on my thing. I'll go first since I always tell people that. Yeah. I'll say it's a play. I liked it, and one of the things, like I said, I thought the reflection, and I'm on with Andrew about the cinematography and about flashbacks and how they, without him ever leaving, you left and you knew where he was at. And filming, I would say, yeah, really good. I liked it for that point. Alban?
Play for me.
Okay. Andrew? Because I'm going to go across my chart here.
Play it.
All right. Roger?
Definitely a play for me.
Okay. So we got that. Tan?
It's a play.
Play. Okay. The Beach?
Pass.
Pass. Got to pass with the Beach. Cam?
Cinematography wise is a play. Movie wise itself is a pass.
So, yeah, if you're a movie buff, it's worth watching. So, yeah. So I see over in the chat, we got Rick's give it a play. Redneck gave it a play. Tan, yeah, he gave it a play. So yeah, you guys check it out. See what you think. I do think that there's a lot of quality. Oh, did you not go, Blue? How did I miss you? How do I miss you? Somebody.
I didn't go either.
Oh, Joy. You know what? It's because Andrew left it through. It changed up the order of that I'm looking at.
Sure. Blame it on that.
It did change everything. Oh, see, now Andrew's back, so it's going to be back in normal. Blue, what did you think? Play or pass?
I'm a soft play on that one because it's a real, true story.
Okay, soft play. Eddie?
It's a play for me.
All right. So now Andrew's at the very end of the list. So we already gave. So, oh my gosh. So did I get everybody this time? So we had mostly plays, just a couple passes. So Andrew is his odds are improving, but we had a couple soft plays on that. I must just say, Andrew, there was a couple soft plays. So I do have that list.
I've got better ones. I've got better ones in the bag.
Yeah, all right. He's getting all the bad ones out first. He's slowly improving. He wants to look. He doesn't want to jump up like this. He wants to make a slow burn.
He's got to feel out his audience. What he's doing. All right, I know you guys hate this.
Yeah, but they don't like this.
I want to make you guys think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were thinking.
I need to make you look into it. You need to look at everything in the movie, not just the story. I'm trying to make people think, Todd.
Oh, okay. I'm just looking for special effects.
Hey,
that nerve had a horrible special effect.
Yeah, you're right about that. Nerve part.
The cracking of the bone. I was hoping they were going to at least show the bone hanging out of the out of the socket. Yeah. They should have showed that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like how he turned around and took a picture.
I can't believe nobody mentioned Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that was on his flashback things or his flash sideways because he was flashing that he was at the party and he's like, "Oh yeah, hey everybody." He's like pretending he's at the party. Yeah, I'll have a drink. Yeah.
He was dreaming.
Yeah, that was kind of a funny thing. All right, so I'm gonna throw the people that join the chat, I will throw you guys in the backstage, except for Tan, because the next movie is his. So we'll leave him in the side. So it'll be the 5 of us. If you guys want to come back once we get through with the 5, we'll pull you back into the front stage and we'll go with that. Okay? So let me go ahead. I don't want someone to think you're being mean to me. Cam. All right. So we got the 5. Since this was Tan's movie. Let me share my screen here, and I have that tabbed up. And I didn't realize there is an American version of this. Did you know that?
Yeah, don't watch that.
Yeah, you guys always steal from other people.
You
Always,
guys.
always,
Why
always.
has it got to be you guys?
Remake, because it's Americans.
And they always ruin it. And they ruin it.
Yeah, pretty much. 99.
Yeah, they ruin it with Canadian and English actors. How does that sound?
No, you guys are the ones that are remaking everything, not us.
That sounds.
But you guys are the ones acting
extremely incorrect.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are.
What?
All right.
I'm messing with you.
We only have British actors that do American accents. That's what we have.
Okay. So we got My Sassy Girl, which was Tan's pick from being on the show enough times. So Tan, you can be first or last. What do you want to be with this one?
I'd like to be last, I guess. I want to hear everyone's opinion on it.
All right.
Can I go first on this one?
Yes, you may be first.
I loved this movie. I mean, yeah, she kicks the shit out of him a lot. But I found it really funny. I found it really sweet. I love the part where she's on a date with the other guy and he gives him all the rules to follow in order to make her happy, which was like some really weird shit, which was awesome. I loved when she's like trying to find him in the train station. And I love when you get the whole story. I love when by the time the end comes, it all comes back around full circle from the very beginning when his aunt was trying to get him to come over to meet with her and he wouldn't go. And just, how he mentions that his cousin had died. And then to find out that he looks so much like him, well, it's kind of figures because they're related, like looks so much like her ex that died. And so it's so neat I loved it at the very end when they sit down. She's sitting down with, her kind of daughter-in-law, and then she wants to introduce him to her nephew, and he walks in, and it's like, oh, it just everything fell into place. Like, yeah, there was a lot of drama, and I know Todd didn't like the fact that she slapped him around all the time and stuff, but I mean, it was more comedy than anything. It wasn't meant to be like, it wasn't like, in my opinion anyway, it didn't feel like abuse because he just kept coming back for more, which was funny. And they made it funny most of the time. But I loved the scene with the tree, where he goes and she's not there. And then she goes and that old man's there. And just and the fact that the tree had died, it was struck by lightning and somebody had replanted the like all of that stuff to me. I loved it. So thank you, Tan. I loved the movie. So I'm definitely playing that one.
Okay. Andrew, you want to be next?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
I've just realized something. I love movies with foreign movies with subtitles. Like,
great!
I've only ever watched 2, and they've both been for the show. And I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely loved this movie. Like, this is one of the best movies we've watched so far. Like the story, it had like the little twist at the end, and I just did not see that coming at all because they did such a good job of making it so confusing in the beginning. Like it really is really, really confusing in the beginning. You don't know what's going on, and I just put it down to being, oh well, it's foreign filmmaking. Like, it's just the way it is, and like, because it was Korean, wasn't it? It was like Korean.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's
they were
Korean.
both Korean. Yeah, and I was just like, oh, it's just because it's like Korean, and like that's the way the style that they use from these movies. So it was a bit confusing, and I thought maybe it was the translation, but then it just started making more and more and more sense as you went along. And I just loved how at the beginning they planted the seed because the mother was like saying to him, oh, you need to go and see your aunt. You need to go and see your auntie because, like last year your cousin died, and you remind her a lot of you look a lot like him, and you remind her a lot of them. And that's like planted in your head at the very beginning. and then they never mention it, and then you get near the
No.
end where she's at the tree and she's talking to the old guy, who, by the way, I thought was him at first.
Yeah.
Me
Because he
too.
kept-
I thought she
Time
was. I thought she was a time
The-
traveler because remember how she kept talking
A
about
time
when he was
traveler.
traveling.
I thought it was
Yeah.
her kid. I thought it was her
did.
kid.
I
Time
did.
traveler.
Wait, no, I thought it was like him at first until I saw him, but then
Yeah.
obviously the time travel thing came into my mind as well, which I thought was funny that every story that it showed every story that she had written, and it always had some sort of time traveler in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when she got to that tree and she's talking to the old guy, and then she's talking about how she'd lost her last partner died suddenly, and then it shows the cutscene of her because she still goes to see the mother of that ex-boyfriend or a boyfriend who died, but it
Yeah.
never shows the mother's face. It just shows
No.
the back of her head. I mean, obviously you never seen that aunt anyway through the movie, so even if it did show her face, I guess you wouldn't know, or you wouldn't go, oh, that's his aunt. And
But
then
I
they got
guess,
to the
I guess
end.
that's
He goes,
I guess that's to save you at the very end from not recognizing the lady, you know?
yeah. And then that bit when he's talking to his aunt, and you still don't have a clue what's going on. Oh no, she's talking to the woman, and you're like, oh well, this is the ex-boyfriend's daughter, mother. I thought that was really nice that they still stayed in touch and they were still friendly. And then he turns up and he's like, oh, hello, auntie, and you're like, it just clicks, and you're like, holy shit, that's his aunt. And then you remember that, oh yeah, he looks a lot like her son, and she says that to her, and they both look at each other. He must be thinking, what the fuck is going on here? But like, because that's what I thought, and I was like, I just thought, oh my god, that was so well done for the whole movie. That was just lovely. It just planted the seeds gently through the whole movie, and everything else before that just completely made sense. She made him. She was so like. She was mourning the death of her ex, and she was so like sad and besotted about it that she wanted to like recreate that with him, because she saw her ex in him.
Yeah.
And she wanted and everything she made him do, she just wanted him to act like her ex. And
Yeah, like
that's why
like bringing
he was,
the rose to
and
class.
he was. Yes, the bringing the rose and the silly little games with when they're sitting on the train and they do, oh, if the left foot goes over and the right, which was hilarious, by the way. It was like, left foot I hit you and right foot you hit me, and then this the soldiers come down and he's saying, oh, it's going to be right foot, and then just before they get the line, the soldier changes the thing, and then they go over left foot, and then very next one after that is the guy with the one leg, and he just happens to just have a left foot. Oh, that was the funniest part. That was the funniest part of the whole movie. But I just loved the way they told the story, and like I was so confused in the beginning, and I think they made his character they made his character like the viewer, like we were him, because he was as confused as we were about what she was wanting him to do and the way she was acting. Like we were thinking the same as him, that she was crazy, but then he starts to like fall in love with her, and then like oddly enough, like halfway through the movie, I started to really like her character and the way she was. I thought, oh, she's just like this outgoing girl. She's telling, and I just thought it was hilarious how she's telling people how they dress, and she's like, oh, you shouldn't be wearing pink shirts, and like why are you wearing the same color top as me and stuff like that. She's like at first you're thinking, right, she's really fucking a bit of a bitch, but then you just start to realize it's just a bit of a quirky character. And he starts to see the same kind of thing, and he starts to fall in love with that character, and I start to fall in love with that character. So it's just like we're him. I just loved the whole story, and I like Tan. Thank you very much for that one. That was a great movie. That was my favorite one so far.
Yeah, it was good. Can I just say one thing too? Yep. There was one part, well, it was a few parts actually, that was my least favorite and favorite at the same time. It was the vomiting scenes, because I got a big problem with puke. Like when she throws up on that guy's toupee and right down him, I was like gagging. But the best part about that part is him, because he's doing the old. And even every time she throws up, there's him doing the old. oh, and it makes me do it at the same time. I'm like, oh my god, oh, when he's trying to clean the guy's toupee off and then he puts it back on his head and it's still got vomit all over it. Like, oh my god.
Her father was hilarious as well.
Oh.
You just every time he had a drink, he had 3 shots, and every time he got the 3rd shot, he was just like boom. And then like the last time he spoke to him, he took the 3rd shot, but then he had to say, he said what he had to say. He was like, "Stay away from my daughter," and then he just went bang.
His daughter had the same problems.
And the part too where
she
with
was
the
the
mom.
same.
Hey, the part with the mom where he said, depending on what she's doing is what she beats me with. So she's got the vacuum, and then he gets there and she's playing those things there, the big wooden things, and I'm he's like, oh no, I'm not going in. Okay, sorry.
All right, Alban, what you think?
I love this because you know, you guys know how I feel about, you know, foreign movies. I love them. I watched quite a few of them, at least 2 or 3 a week. You know, when I first started watching it, I'm like, you know, there's a thin line between sassy and crazy, you know, because I'm like, this chick is nuts, you know. It was a great story. I'm so used to these type of, you know, the way the Koreans think when they write their stuff. It's beautiful. It really is. You know, they pull things out of left field that you're just not expecting. They're like Penn and Teller. They you know, it's like a sleight of hand where they don't want you to see what they're really doing, and they definitely did that with this. You know, especially for, you know, he comes back. They say, well, we'll see you in 2 years, and you know, he waits 2 years, waits 3 years, still no girl, and you know, and he still cares about her, you know, and you know, most guys would be like, you know, screw this woman, you know, he didn't show up, you know, after all this time, and how sweetly they put everything all back together again. It was a great story. Thanks, Tan. Thanks for letting people understand that reading a movie is just even better.
See, I really like the fact that that she wanted to give it the time because she did love him, but she associated too much with the cousin to truly love him. So I like that she wanted to take the time to be able to mourn and get out of that so she could love him completely. I thought that was adorable. For him, love him for him and not for.
But he didn't know that, like. You know.
No, he didn't know that. No,
he was in darkness, and that's why you would sit there and hate her, you know, for doing that to him. But I really liked it. Do I get approval to at least give you guys another foreign film?
If you can make it as good as that one, or the last one you picked was good too. So
yeah,
they just got to be good. They just got to. They just got to be good. All right. So I didn't now. All right. So to be honest, I had worked. That was the day I got up at 2:30 and then came home and started watching that movie. It was very difficult for me to read that movie while I was tired, but I did, watched it through. All right, for me, first impressions, fuck that bitch, because
I have that written right here.
Because I'm not gonna have somebody belittling me and treating me that way in front of people, and that's just me. And that's got to do with a lot of other shit for dads.
Yeah.
So that stuff, and that's each movie.
You already had that.
Yeah. So everybody has, you know, you
been there,
carry your own luggage. You already carry your own luggage to things. When I'm watching that, every time that she was doing some of that stuff in public, now you guys are laughing. You're like, oh, they're just being cute in this. I'm like getting furious. I'm like, punch her in the freaking face. Punch her in the face, because she was making fun of him, doing different stuff, making him look like a fool constantly. It was like I understand in hindsight why she was doing what she was doing, but
You're thinking, why is this
Whatever.
guy not getting himself a nice Canadian girl?
Yeah, what-
Exactly.
but it was
But
it was
Dabs, I hate to interrupt you, but
Yep.
I heard that Blue had bought a pair of high heel shoes for you already.
Her feet are too small for me. I'd never fit in her shoes.
No, she
No,
bought a
but
new pair for you. You know.
so that's my take on it. Now, that was Dab's personal look at things so I'm watching that that bothered me. Now, the story part of it, the way that they wrapped it around and brought it back, and I'm with Blue when they were coming back at the tree. I thought that was him old. I thought that was her daughter, is what I was thinking. That was her daughter coming to the tree, and she looks just like her mom. You know, one of those kind of things. And then when he said, "Well, I've read all your letters," and I was like, "Oh man, so this is him, and he's read the letter because you saw him go back after a couple of years." And I enjoyed it. It bothered me that everything had to be on her terms. And again, when you play it all back, why they did it, I understand that.
She was mourning. Todd.
I did enjoy the fact when he sat down with that guy, and was it you that said it, Blue, or was it when he tells all the things that you need to do to make her happy?
Yeah.
And he's like, don't let her drink too much. She's going to want to, but don't let her drink too much. And when her feet are hurting, trade shoes with her. Not that, again, you understand why the things that they did, why they did it. But when I'm watching it the first time, all those things, I don't know. I was just getting more and more mad about the movie. And but very well done.
You want to die?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm thinking I'll push you in front of the damn train is what I'm thinking.
Todd, can you move Redneck's comment though? It's been over Andrew's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like half an hour.
I have. So yeah, I was thinking I'd have bumped her in front of the train when the train was passing by.
But Todd, after you see everything that happens and everything, did you feel a little differently about her?
Yes. Like again, at the end of the movie, I did understand it better.
So if you were to rewatch it now, knowing what you know.
Yes, I would probably enjoy it better now, where I can step back and look at it a little bit differently. But that was the only thing. Is I was thinking, why is everything got to be in her terms?
Well, you know what? He could have walked away anytime, honey, but he didn't, did he?
And he didn't even get no booty off of all that.
Well,
I'm thinking, you ain't even gotten a kiss off of that. Fool. I'd have been like, no, he ain't even kissed her yet. And I'm thinking, no.
Well, he got a kiss, but then he got a punch.
Yeah. I did not care. But yeah, I wrote down here, a girl is batshit crazy.
Well, you know what? I love the part. I love the part where she made him go across to the other mountain.
Ex-wife.
The part where she makes him. The part where she makes him go across to the other mountain, though, and then she's yelling how she's sorry and stuff.
Yeah,
that broke my heart.
That doesn't count. That don't count.
She was hoping he could hear it.
No,
because she's not ready for him to hear it.
Yeah, it was like,
you know what?
She's so insecure.
She's like a blow.
Todd,
so insecure.
Todd, are you done?
She was insecure, and everything had to be on her terms. It bothered me. And
so
you weren't even going to tell.
She was mourning.
Whatever.
And he reminded her of him. That's why. Okay, let's let Tan talk. Let's
all right, Tan.
Perspective of it is.
I love this movie. I love this movie. It's I haven't seen it in a while, but this is my type of movie.
I hope you saw it this week.
I did. I actually watched it Friday, I think.
All right.
I watched both movies like Friday and Saturday, so I did really well this week with my homework. I don't know why I did, but I did. But yeah, I don't know. This movie, it's just I love rom-coms. Excuse me.
2 good movies. I said that's why you did well.
Oh yeah. It was great. I loved 27 hours of nerve cutting. But yeah, it's just this movie. I don't know how to explain. It just goes through so many emotions. Like with Blue at the end, where she was just screaming across to him, so he couldn't hear it. You know, it was just very emotional. It was just so emotional because she wasn't ready. She knew she was letting him go, and she wasn't sure that she was actually going to come back to him because she says, "Well, we see each other in 2 years." maybe, there was
Yeah.
never a guarantee. So she was just letting it all out, but she didn't want him to know that part of her because she wasn't ready for it. And like everyone was saying, it was her grieving process. He looked exactly like his cousin, on the train where she throws up and passes out right before she goes, honey, because she looks exactly like her. And that's
Yeah.
how it all started. And then, the vomit scenes were hilarious. I just laughed and laughed and loved this movie. And the way what Andrew said, we're all gives you little tidbits, little bits of breadcrumbs along the way, and it all just finally, comes full circle. Hey, that's my ex's cousin that's trying to get hooked up with, and it's just like, so it just makes this movie makes me smile ear to ear so much. So that's my take on the movie.
All right, I'll pull in
With
Roger.
me, Tan, I laughed like out loud a lot in this
Yes.
movie, and then I cried a couple times, and then it was everything for me. I loved it.
Oh, and the cutscenes of her stories, they're outrageous. I love them.
Like
the first story.
Yes,
the
those
first
little
story
stories were good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the girl dies. Okay. Well, the original story. Well, they had to be buried with with an item. It was very, very. What did they say? The Koreans like the melodrama. It was very melodramatic. He goes, no, fuck that shit. I'm gonna make it much better. And then her version of the story is she wants to be buried with the best friend, and they
buried him alive.
Yeah,
it's just like, it's so sad. It's so sad.
Yeah, those
Hit them with a
those
shovel.
stories were good. Those were good.
Another one was like when they're explaining his upbringing and how he's such a lazy learner. I guess he's just never tell your kids that that they're smart because they'll never try. And so the first time I was like, it's you need to try harder because you have your mother's brain. And so
Yes.
but 10 years later, the grades went up 3 points. Like, you should try harder. You should study. You're smart. You have my brains, So like, it was funny, and getting beat by anything that's in her hands. I guess that's I don't know if it's an Asian thing, but I'm not Korean, but I feel the same way. Whatever's in their hand, they'll beat your ass with it.
You're not.
And the punishment in the jail was hilarious. How he had respect. I don't know if you guys noticed little nuances with the culture where he would serve the elder. So when he was kind of at the tea shop and he was like pouring her coffee or tea or whatever, it was always there. Little nuances in the culture that I really appreciated. And in the jail cell, which is funny, he thought it was mob bosses, like they're like hooligans or whatever. They're
Petty
just
thieves.
thieves. They're just thieves.
That part was funny.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think that's it. Unless I think of some more, But that was it for me.
Hey, Roger, what did you think?
Well, I was not a fan of this show. For starters, other than being really, really pretty, that girl has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. I don't know. So for me, I could never like her enough to like the movie, and there was too many coincidences or in the plot of the movie for my liking too. Which I forgive that type of thing in like a sci-fi movie or a comic book movie, but this is supposed to be depicting real life, and he rushes out of when him and his buddies are out drinking, and he goes outside to pull a random woman, and it happens to be her. That's a coincidence. It's a coincidence that at the end the twist that you guys all like, I hated. I said in my head, if it turns out that that's his aunt and it's what you guys thought is what happened, I'm gonna be pissed, and that's what happened. And yeah, for me, it's a no-go. I just don't like contrived stories like that.
All right, Cam, what you think?
For me, I love foreign films. I love foreign films, old films, and all that type of stuff. So this is kind of my thing. But I hadn't seen this one because I've been yeah. Anyway, hadn't seen this one in maybe about a year or two. Um, so and then my brother-in-law is obsessed with Asian culture, so he was like, "Oh, you're watching that?" And I was like, "Let's watch together." And he was like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay, whatever." Um, but for me, the story, you guys basically said everything that I was thinking. Like, the story was great. The girl was an absolute, like, no, like,
Bitch.
yeah. I would push her in front of a train in a heartbeat. I'd find one. I'd take her. I'd be like, we're going to a train. Why? Oh, you'll see. Like, legitimately, that's it. But the story for me was really good. Shout out to Tam for the good pick. Because I needed a good couple films to watch. But yeah, I liked it. Would I watch it again? Yeah, probably. Do I know when? No, but if I was scrolling through something and then I saw it, yeah, I'd watch it again.
Rednecks, Drew. Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna. All right. So we got you guys. So the people are. So everyone's went right. Correct. I don't want to be like messing up.
Yeah,
So
I think
people
you're
inside.
right,
Everybody in the side chat, tell us in the side chat, player pass for the movie. Cam, you're going to give this a player pass.
For me, I'm gonna give you a play.
Okay. Tan,
Like,
Andrew, since it's been the
Play
best movie
because-
best movie you've
Play
seen in this whole
yeah.
thing.
Honestly, I've just realised how much I love foreign movies. So yes, I'm a player. I've got a question before we carry on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is this Roger's fourth show now? Or
Third, I believe.
Third, is it? All right. So
Third.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
got to go to Shan's
I hope you got a pick ready then.
Yeah, I've been
No.
rewatching old movies trying to find one that's suitable to put
So
in
yeah,
there.
she's keeping track of that. I'm not. So Roger, player pass.
It was a pass for me this week on this one.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's see. What about you, Alban?
Play for me.
Play.
Play all day.
Okay. And I'm going to go through the people in the side chat. We got a play from Sharon. The Beach says a play. Tan play. Redneck. It was funny. Good pick. And he's going to give it as a play. And I'll give it a play, but I think I'm going to go back and rewatch it. Maybe I was too tired and I was very irritable when I was watching it because a lot of stuff bugged me. But when you guys did talk about the cut scenes,
Your
when
flashbacks.
she was doing her, when they were doing the reading when she was reading the stories, and those were funny. And I actually wrote those down. I said her stories were funny. And when she would depict the movie, I did like that because they were quirky. So yeah, good.
And he was always the bad guy in the movies.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, no.
He was always the bad guy.
No, the
Well,
one
he
with
was
the
the
guns
best
and
friend.
everything. He came and saved her.
Well, I thought he was the one that got stabbed
No,
as
she
a
saved him.
samurai.
She saved him in that one.
Oh yeah. He saved us. Yeah, you're correct.
But what the other thing is why that was one of the other oddball things that kind of struck me at the very beginning of the movie when they said I was raised as a girl for 6 years of my life.
Oh yeah, that was funny. What
was it? I mean, I was like, what? And it made me go to the girls' bathroom. I was like, what is that? What is this? Why? I mean, maybe was that to say that's why he was so passive? I didn't understand why they put that in there. Because
maybe it's just to show that he's soft. Yeah. Not that it's a girl trait.
I don't know. It was just weird that they said that right at the beginning, And then
so glad Sean's not here.
she'll be telling you about how she was an athlete. So, well, I know that this was a play for her, so because I guess she went to go get wine, or maybe she went to go get her dinner.
Yeah, you can tell she said it was a play at the.
Yeah, she loved that. So, yeah, it did have some good points. So, for majority of people on the panel, it was a play. Had a couple passes. So, you guys check it out. Definitely, a 8 point. It was what, an 8.0 on IMDb, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, she was getting wine.
Yeah. Oh, what did I tell you? That was my first choice. 8.0. So yeah. Blue. So what did you think? We're finishing up play or pass.
It's definitely a play for me. It's a 100% play for me.
So
double
thumbs. So we got that. All right. So that pulls us into. All right. So I got to put Roger and them in the background, and Tan goes to the background. So whose picks are Blue? So where are we at on all the picks and?
Well, it's me, and actually it's me and Aubin, because there's a couple threes. I got Eddie G at 3. I've got Roger at 3, and I got Cam at 3.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So me and Aubin are next.
I hope you're ready, big boy.
I wasn't, but I'll get ready real quick.
Well,
no, I just got to look at my list.
I'll take your pick. I'll take your pick over, and if you want.
Look at he's a little cocky now.
I feel like I'm on a bit of a roll.
Yeah, don't get cocky. You know.
I'll tell you. I'll take both your picks. Okay.
Let's take both of our picks, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I already know what mine is. It's not anything controversial or make you think or anything. It's just a movie I really, really enjoy. A war movie I enjoy. So.
Do you guys mind to read another film this week, or
don't mind?
Okay.
Yeah, since we know that Andrew's a foreign film lover now.
Aubin, you do not have to ask our permission. You pick whatever you want.
I know, but
you can pick The Exorcist if you want, because we're forced
whatever
to watch.
You want.
We were forced to watch James Franco cut his arm off.
you go first.
Do you know what? Can I just say something here? Every time I pick a movie, Todd always says, we were forced to watch this movie. Everybody else is like, really good movies, really good picks. And but every time Andrew picks one, it's, we were forced to watch James Franco. We were forced to watch The Faculty. I mean, you were forced to watch The Faculty. But still, 127 hours was good.
That was a great movie, other than him cutting his arm off.
You just wish for my next one.
Oh God!
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Aubin, you go first.
All right.
No, you go first, because I'm trying to look here at my list.
Okay, I'm going with Black Hawk Down. I know most people have probably seen it,
God
but
damn
I love
that was on my list.
Oh, of course it was.
Of course it was.
Well, okay,
I think that is my favorite war movie.
Yeah, okay. I almost picked that last week as well. Oh, see, me and Chan, we know what's
going on.
It's like
the funny part about that movie actually is that it's an American movie. Obviously, they're Americans, but
gotta love it.
Funny thing is about 80% of the cast is British.
That's
it's got Orlando Bloom in it. It's got Jason Isaacs in it. It's got a whole shitload of British people in it.
It's got what you call him from The Faculty?
Josh Hartnett. Yes, it does. Yeah.
Such a good movie.
It's got a bunch of people, but a lot of them are actually not just British. There's a Scottish guy in it. Can't remember his name.
It's got what's his name in? Is Eric Bana?
Yeah, Eric Bana's in it. I think he's Australian. Yeah, it's mainly. It's the funny thing is most of the cast actually. Okay, let's put it this way: most of the cast isn't American. It's got Ewan McGregor in it. It's got the other Ewan in it, the tall, skinny, weird-looking one that was in Trainspotting. He's in it too.
It's so good because there's literally no Americans in it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got the friggin' Jamie Lannister from Game of Thrones. It's got honestly, it's got the friggin'. It's got Kim Coates from Sons of Anarchy, the guy that plays Kim Coates from Sons of Anarchy's in it. But it's like Tom Sizemore, all-star cast. Shit. Oh my God. Well, wait till you watch it because you pretty much recognize absolutely everybody in it.
Can I give my opinion on it now? Can I give my player pass on it now?
No. So hold on a second. Let me cue
Well,
this up.
let Aubin pick 2, and then that way we can do the trailers back to back.
Oh, okay. I was trying to go back between 2. Let's go with Child 44.
Child's
44.
Child 44.
44.
Child 44. Okay, official.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
Oh,
Okay,
He's
let me
also
cue
in-
I'm gonna
he's
cue
not
this
American
up.
either, is he?
Nope, Gary Oldman. He's
Oh,
not
so it should
American
be-
either.
Oh, it should be a good one.
Oh my god.
Shit! It's got Numi Rapace, the chick from
All right.
Dragon
Yeah,
Tattoo.
from
right.
Dragon
Joel
Tattoo.
Kinnaman, he's not either. Vincent Cassell, he's
I realized.
Ridley Scott.
Everyone's going
I
to be
realised what
Canadian.
my
Anybody's
mistake has
Canadian.
been.
It's a Ridley Scott
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
I picked a lot of movies where
I
they've
love
been
Ridley Scott.
Good.
American. All my American
love Ridley.
picks have been a pass, and all of my English, like other nationality picks, have been clear.
Yeah.
You better work on that. All right,
I'm starting
so
to realize.
yeah, there's a trend there. All right, so let me pull up. We're going to do Black Hawk Down first, and
And get rid of the trailer on the bottom.
Yep. Thank you. I was just let me go back over here and ticker's turned off. Trailer is big. Sound is on.
Might need to back it up though.
No, because it had some crap at the beginning of this.
Oh,
So
okay.
I checked it. Okay, here we go.
You shouldn't have come here. This is our war, not yours.
300,000 dead and counting. That's not a war, Mr. Ito. It's genocide.
These people, they have no food. We can either help, or we can sit back and watch a country destroy itself on CNN.
Rangers, Deltas, today we go.
Name? Blackburn. Date of birth?
2/27/75.
I was trained to fight. You trained to fight, Sergeant?
I was trying to make a difference.
So guess what? You're going out today.
What?
That's what you wanted, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Just remember when everybody else is shooting the same direction. You ever shot at anybody before?
No, Sergeant.
Me neither.
Once that first bullet goes past your head, politics go right out the window.
Hey, baby, it's me. You there? Pick up if you're there. I love you, baby.
RPG! Hold on! 6 4, go down! My men are surrounded by thousands of Somali militia. I need help now.
Where's the rescue squad? We're in.
I can't do it.
It's what you do right now that makes a difference.
People ask me, why do you do it, man? They want to understand it's about the men next to you.
Don't let that man crawl. Somebody help that man.
That's all it is.
No one gets left behind. You know that.
I totally forgot Tom Sizemore was in this.
Oh,
Sometimes
he
it turns out that way.
and how funny is that? I totally forgot it's a Ridley Scott as well. So we got
Ridley
two
Scott
Ridley
also,
Scott
the
movies
two
for
of them.
next week.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
You're watching this movie, guys. By far, easily the coolest character in this whole thing. They're all cool.
Tom Sizemore.
Watch Tom Sizemore. Like, I mean, when shit's flying and he's not even ducking.
Because wasn't he in another war movie? Just like was it Saving Private Ryan? Was he in that?
Yep, he was in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, and you've also in the other one there with the HBO series there.
Was it Band of
Thin Blue
Band
Line?
of Brothers.
No,
Band
Band
of
of Brothers.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
him.
he's my favorite character. Even though I love most of them, just watching him and like no, everybody's ducking for cover, and I guess he
Yeah.
figures if it's his time, it's his time.
He plays the soldier so well. That's why.
Yeah, he does. That's why in Band
Alright.
of Brothers he was really good.
There's so many moments in it where you're like, oh my, like are gut wrenching but heroic, and just so much to it.
Yeah, good choice. I was totally should have picked that last week.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll pull in the people. So Roger, Tan, Cam, what do y'all think about Black Hawk Down?
Believe it or not, my brother is attached to that squadron of helicopters. He's
Wow.
since retired, but yeah, it's it's pretty
home.
cool.
It's home there.
It's home. Yeah, Google them. They're the Night Stalkers out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Cool.
Pretty cool stuff they do. So yeah, I've seen it a dozen times, so I'll watch it again.
Seen it a few times.
Oh.
Tan, have you seen it?
I've seen it once. I liked it from what I remember, but it's been like since it came out, so it's a long ass time ago. So I'll be excited to see it again.
I feel like when I'm watching it, I used to play a video game called Delta Force. It was on the PC, or it makes me think of playing Call of Duty. You know, when you get dropped on the helicopter, you're being dropped down. You have to come to save somebody. I don't know. For some reason.
It's a real Call of Duty map, isn't it?
Yeah, what a cool map. So, what did you think, Cam?
I've seen it a handful of times. You know, the family bloodline of the Boyd clan, as we like to call ourselves, is it run the military runs deep. It runs, I think last time I heard, I can't remember, I think as early as the Civil War, I think so. So I love war movies. I've seen this one a handful of times, so I'm always down for a refresher,
Nice. All right. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna crank in, and so you guys mute yourself if you would, and we're gonna go ahead and play Child 44, which Tom Hardy movie.
And once again, another Ridley Scott, hilarious.
Hey, another common theme. Okay.
Are you on your own?
You remember when we first met? You thought that I was rude.
He was staring at me.
I was mesmerized by your beauty. They will always only be you. They came as fast as they could. There's been a terrible accident. Alexei's son has been hit by a train. A train? He's claiming his son was murdered. I am sure you realize murder is strictly a capitalist disease.
You have to be quiet. There is no murder in this country. There is no murder. Do you understand?
Someone has slaughtered my son! And you do nothing!
The killer is still out there. I have to find him.
I'm coming with you.
I thought you might want to know. There's been another one. I need your help.
Why are these children so important?
This animal, he will not stop killing. How are you gonna bring him to justice? Just the two of you?
Somebody has to.
Another child could die any moment.
I will stop him.
All children, ages 9 to 14. 43, you know.
44. My friend's son was murdered too.
Okay.
Okay.
That reminds me a little tiny bit of. Did you guys ever see Citizen X?
Yep.
Yeah.
Based on a true story, right? It's
was it?
basically Soviet Union's first documented serial killer.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that. Killed the women and children, and it was like because they thought that serial killers were actually an American phenomenon back then.
I
Scary
believe
thought.
that this was a true story also. I think.
It just said
either
based
that
on
or
the novel, though. It didn't say based on actual events or anything.
maybe.
It could be.
Yeah.
I've never seen this movie, so this is going to be a new one for
Me
me.
neither.
So that's again, Auburn. You going
Love
out?
Tom Hardy.
Auburn goes out left field with something.
And I love
never
Gary
seen this.
Oldman too.
Yeah,
And
hey,
every
you got it. You know,
every
Inspired
time I
by a
see
real
Gary,
life story.
every time I see Gary Oldman, I think of what's The Fifth Element when he had the half head of hair. Yeah, we had that like plastic on his head. Every time I see him, I'm just that's what pops in my head. I'm like, remember when you had that plastic on your head? So yeah, so we got two movies, Black Hawk Down and Child 44. I'm sorry, I put that in the.
That was based on a true story. It was.
It was right.
Child
All right.
44.
Both added
Interesting.
to radar and on the way. So we'll get them done.
Nice. Automation is so nice. So hopefully you guys can check that out. If you're following Blue on her Tracked account, she will add those this evening. So if you have her list liked, it will be automatically added in. So you can check that out. Yeah, I'm curious. Tom Hardy, and everybody, a lot of people like Tom Hardy. Think he's purty. I don't know. He's not so purty to me. He's just okay to me.
What makes or breaks these kind of movies is whether they can pull off the accent.
Yeah, well, when I was listening to that Russian accent, I was like, ugh. But I don't know.
Well, I distinguished it as Russian. So,
did you pick it up?
I mean, a bit of a accent.
Russian English. It was a Russian. Well, it was a little bit better than the Russian accent I would have pulled off. Maybe maybe.
That's because he's not. That's because he's not American, so he did a better job.
Yeah, non-Americans can do it. Okay, so all right, so we got that going. So you guys check it out. We're going to be only an hour and a half. So hey, that's an awesome thing. One of the things that makes me think about that when I saw Ridley Scott, guess what popped to mind?
Alien.
What?
Explosions?
Because I just thought of Ridley.
We talked about this week. It got announced this week.
The new series, Ridley Scott series.
Ripley.
Yeah, yeah. The new series is coming out on HBO. Raised by Wolves.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott produced it. He's supposed to have directed the first 2 episodes.
Did he
Raised
just give
by
up
Wolves.
after the first 2 episodes?
I don't know. I think he did it to get his name in there to pull in some people. But yeah, Raised by Wolves. Check out the trailer for that, y'all. That looks promising. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer on it. It looks promising. Looks pretty interesting. My opinion. It's a sci-fi. It's supposed to come out in HBO, I think in September, if I'm not mistaken. So,
in a month.
All right. Yep. So we'll go rolling out. Cam, you got anything to say before you roll out?
Yeah, people, as I always say, every show, thank you guys for coming through and having fun with us, talking about films we saw the past week. Do your homework, so you can either tell us that you love the movie or that you hated the movie. Just have fun with us, and yeah, that's it. We'll see you next week.
Awesome, perfect. Andrew.
I feel a roll coming on, guys. I feel a roll of players coming on for my choices. So just get yourselves
I have
ready.
faith in you, buddy. I have faith in you.
I'll be honest with you, Tan. I've got faith in myself. I believe. No, thank you to everyone who watches us lot
Put our
talk
eyes
about.
full hearts can't lose.
Tan, anything you want to say before we go out?
Thank you guys for having me again. I'm glad you guys like the movies, other than Roger. But thank you again, and hope to see you next week.
All right, Roger, anything you want to finish up?
Thanks for having me. Thanks for making me watch that movie, Tan. I'll
You're welcome.
have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
All right. Blue, anything you want to finish up before we roll out? All right.
No, that was fun.
And we'll
I
be
want
sure
my
to watch
tea
your
now.
movie.
Sure, what's that done?
Let's see. Alban?
Everyone, do your homework. I know you guys will. You'll be, blowing up Telegram again this week. We're hoping to try to get the voting out there earlier for the week. If we could do something like that, this way people could vote who are in the out on the side chat. You can vote so we know ahead of time. And have a great week, everyone. Thanks for being here, like usual. And I'll see you Friday because we have something going on Friday, right?
Yeah,
Dad?
as far as I know. As far as I know, we are.
Let everyone know what that is.
Yeah. Friday show, of course, Streaming Matters. Don't know who's going to be on it. Don't know what we're going to talk about yet. I like to keep it fresh. So,
Okay.
Who are you going to propose to this week?
nobody. I'm all proposed out. That was too much. That was too much.
Damn.
That
was
ring
too
was
much.
nice. Blinded
Might
by
miss
the
this
ring.
Oh, Dan, some of those. Yeah, she's been taking down small planes because she's close to the airport. She goes outside, and
man.
actually, the airport actually told her to get away from. Oh, look at 127 hours has 100% play. Wait, my
Hey,
sassy
my
girl
sassy
is
girl
at
too,
only at
100%.
94, 96.
Oh man.
100% for mine, guys. Just want
Tan, that's bullshit.
Well, there was two
That is such
death
bullshit.
Got no
votes on.
soul.
I didn't like it.
But hey, this is what the
Your
show's
face
about.
says it all,
You-
buddy. Your face says
Hey,
it all.
like the movie, dislike the movie. We don't care. I mean, we put movies out there for you guys to watch, and we want to talk about those movies. It doesn't matter if you like it or not like it. We want to talk about the movie and discuss it. And I will say, especially when I hear people discuss a movie, I learn more that I missed out. Aspects I missed out, and that's always the case when we discuss it. Other people's point of view is so much better to hear because you watch a movie and you're like, I didn't like it, but if you hear somebody else's opinion, you hear why they liked it or different aspects. You're like, oh, I never thought about that. So that's what this is about, just seeing a movie through somebody else's eyes, and that's we're always welcoming people to join the panel. If you join the panel, if you join us for 4 times, then we'll put you into the pool. I'll say a pool because the pool is getting bigger and bigger. We put you into the pool to be able to pick a movie on an upcoming show. So if you want to force us to watch a movie, even though we may not like it, that's your opportunity. Like ARB has been given numerous times, and finally he's starting to let this pay off. So
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when
movies that are bad?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when all my picks are plays? What are you gonna say then? Who are you gonna pick on then?
I don't know. Yeah, it'll always be you, Andrew, because you're my boy. You're my boy. I can't pick.
Well,
Hey.
you're next week, aren't you? Well, so we'll see if you
we'll
go
see.
for another safe one. What you
Well,
gonna go for?
wait. I have not been picking. Hey, Lars and the Real Girl was not a safe pick.
Yeah, that was borderline play. That one.
No, that had
We were
all
forced
plays.
to watch that. Forced to watch
People
that.
love
right?
that movie. They were forced, but then they enjoyed it. You know, sometimes you have to
I
be
enjoyed
forced to. You
What
have to be
what
forced.
crappy American movie are you gonna pick next week?
I don't know.
Just
Oh,
tell me
man,
now.
Let's see. No, the whole. Oh, I got a whole list right here.
Unless it's something with Bruce Willis, and I'll clear that.
No, I hate Bruce. I hate Bruce. You know it won't be Bruce. Hey, Charles will tell you there will not be no Bruce movies.
The Color of Night. We don't watch that, right?
Because he doesn't act. He can't act.
The Color of Night.
Oh my God.
So, all
Color
right.
of
Thanks
Night.
for you guys watching. We're just bullshitting now, so
That was
we're going to
brutal.
close the show. Thanks for watching. Friday, we'll have Streaming Matters. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. Maybe someone will hit me up and have something to share on the show. Who knows? And we'll be here next Wednesday, so be sure to watch the shows. Join our Telegram chat group. link into Blue's Tracked list if you want to follow her on Tracked. You'll be able to, you'll be able to get these movies on her Tracked list, and I'll try to add that to things. Again, we're all here to have fun. It's good time. So leave Bruce alone. Hey, look at who it is! Look at who it is!
Cheers, Charles. You see, I've always liked Charles.
Yeah, he's always about leave Bruce alone.
He's going to be knocking on the door soon to give you wrong. You tell him, Charles.
Come out to the coast. That's about all. The only thing he had going for him, Charles. He had like one good movie, and after that, well,
no, he.
All right, okay.
He had a lot of good movies back in the day, but it's been like at least 10, 15 years since he's had any.
12 Monkeys.
Do what he wants now.
12 Monkeys. Come on.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
How long
So
ago
again,
was that?
we're here just to have a good time. This is fun. We're just bullshitting. So again, watch us for Wednesday, Friday for your streaming information, talking about Kodi apps, add-ons, APKs, whatever you want to talk about in that aspect. Next Wednesday, be here for the movies. Be sure to watch them before so that you can join us either on the side chat if you're too bashful to join, or jump on the panel like Tan and Roger and Alban that's been able to jump on this. Cam, the Beach, Sharon, Shrinking Sharon, Eddie. We had numerous people that joined in the chat, so it's not scared. It's not scary. You jump on here and have a good time. So again, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UK time. Peace out, y'all. Play or